Alright guys, I want to do a quick video on the bed situation, the flatbed, and what I've kind of figured out. So I'm kind of like standing off here in the shade until I show you, but anyway, so I've kind of decided what I was going to do. I took some time. I was going to do it last weekend and like really get into it, but I wanted to really figure out what I was doing and how I wanted to do things before I actually went and started doing some cutting and doing some stuff like that. So we had talked previously about moving the bed back about 24 inches, and it's hard to see from here, but some of the guys commented, and I was thinking about it too, and I think 24 inches is just going to be a little bit too much overhang. And I think when I'm driving the truck on, you know, so much of this is not going to be, you know, supported over the frame. And then if I extended this stuff out, somebody made a comment about the like a G30 motorhome. He's got a hitch and it just rubs everything when he's going out of drives and stuff. And I think, you know, that's probably like what happened with this thing. Probably got hit when it was going out of drive. So I kind of came up and I figured, like, you know, I didn't want to really relocate the hitch because I think, you know, it seems pretty strong with that. It's like I think it's like 3.5 inch OD, just some square tubing. It's a 250 wall. It's connected, you know, on the sides and up the side and over the back. You know, I mean, gusset it a little bit. I think it's unnecessary. So I think, you know, I think it's pretty strong the way it is, and then it comes up with the like these bars here, and it really kind of boxes it in and makes it pretty strong. So I think I'm gonna just keep this setup, and I'm not going to like try to extend it any, because I just think it's just too much overhang, and you know, I don't think that I really need it. So I'm thinking about going about 12 inches, about 12 or 13 inches. And the reason I'm doing that is because my stinger is about 11 inches out, my weight distribution stinger. So then, you know, it won't really be like covering it way too much. I'm probably still, and I'll see once it's all done, I may have to like do some, like cut some of this out, maybe cut, you know, a big square out, or cut a little, I don't know, you know, a little like circular, I don't know, but what I'm going to do right now. So then that's an option. That way, you know, when I'm hooking up, you know, all this stuff will be free. And that's really what it's about, is hauling the truck and towing the trailer. And I want to do it with the, I wouldn't say the minimal amount of work as possible, but I want to do it without having to like completely like redo this whole deal, this whole deal down here, and add a whole bunch of material. And so I think, you know, doing it how I'm going to do it, just sliding it back 12 inches, 12 or 13 inches, I think that's going to be okay, because it's really, once it's slid back, so this is, you know, obviously is going to go from here to like here, and then my back tire, so once this is slid back, my back tire is going to be right around this, just sitting like right on this like crossbar here. And so it's nice because it's got like an I-beam deal, which is like these crossbars here, and it's got this same channel that runs along the side here, and I'll show it to you what it looks like. So it's pretty strong once it's all intact. So it's going to have not only this but this, so when my tire's sitting here, it's going to be a lot of support, so it's going to be good. And I'll have, like, you know, since my, you know, the curve of the tire is probably going to like come out, you know, like that, but you know, I'll have, you know, I can be able to move it a few inches, you know, and I don't have to worry about falling off, stuff like that. So it's still going to give me a little bit of room up front to put a hitch in, so that's good. I think 1 foot or so should give me enough room to figure out how I'm going to put a hitch in there, because I'm definitely going to need one. So I would like to go a little bit higher with it, maybe build some kind of like headache rack, something that's really nice looking, and mount the winch up a little bit higher, maybe like at the bottom of the window there. That way when you're pulling, the rope's going to go down. I know the truck's pretty tall, but when you're pulling uphill, I don't want to be having to put a roller here. I mean, if I have to put a roller here or something, I will, but I mean, the truck's not that tall, so I don't think it's going to be that big of a deal. So yeah, so that's kind of what I came up with. I'm going to go back about 12 inches. I don't really have to alter anything here. All I'm going to end up doing is I'm going to cut. See how they've altered this stuff. And I showed you guys all this before, but I just want to show it to you again, just kind of talking through it and figuring out what I'm going to do. So I'm going to take these, I'm going to cut it here where it starts to taper off, because somebody just boogered that up, and look at it's all like busted there. So I will I'll cut that off. There's some channel on the old headache rack, the same channel as this, and I'll cut some pieces off, butt it in, plate it a little bit on the side so it's strong, and then run it back so that I have a big, like a full piece of channel holding this up. So it's going to be a big piece of channel holding this up. This is going to connect to the channel, so I'm going to trust this that it's going to be strong enough for me to drive my truck up on and support it, and I think it will. So it's only going to come back a foot, and you can see there's like tons of supports under here. Now I do need to, let me see, can you see that there? Hopefully you can. So I do need to fix this, but we'll talk about that in a minute. So it's pretty strong, because it used to have that big one of them big lifts on the back. So I figured if it can hold that, and it said max 2,000 pounds, I think it can hold the back of the truck. Alright, so then this is going to connect to that, so we're going to have all this stuff's going to be pretty strong, and then we'll talk about this little section right here. Once that's done, I think my plan of attack here is to get it back. Alright, then I'll do my my channel, so I'll weld my channel in, get that all done. Then what I'm going to do after that's all good, I'm going to come over here, we'll cut this, we'll make a cut here, and I'm going to cut this out, and then I'm going to take it over to the garage or wherever and straighten it all, because it's like all bent and nasty, so I'm going to have to probably cut some out, straighten it, and then I'll just plate it, weld it up, put a piece of angle, or I don't know what I'm going to do, but anyways, they'll just make it strong. And then I'm going to back here, like after this is done, welded back in, I'm going to take this step, I'm going to cut it right here. That way I don't hit it going up and down any driveways. I don't mind rubbing the hitch, but the hitch is going to stay there, and obviously this stuff's going to come back, so it's going to be more for it to slam down on stuff, and I don't want that. And if I just cut it here, it still gives me a step so that I can grab the tire or grab the back of the truck, and then I still have a step to stand on, so that's kind of nice. And I have all this area, if I cut it here, I can still utilize this whole gusset, which I think this gusset is pretty integral. Anyways, it adds a lot of support to the whole deal, especially with the back tire of the truck sitting here and loading and unloading. It's just going to strengthen this whole area, so I don't want to do away with that at all. And it's going to be close. The truck will hang over a little bit, but I don't know, I think I'm okay with that, as long as the whole, the complete underneath of my tire, which is going to park right about here, so the axle is going to sit here. So as long, I mean, it can, the tire, I think I'm okay with it hanging over just a little bit, but as long as I have a little bit of movement, to where I can adjust it, so I can strap it down, and it's, that it can roll at least 6 inches before it, or more, before it, falls off the frickin' truck. So I don't want it right here, because that seems like it's kind of dangerous to me, but if it's up here, then I don't know, it seems better. So there's still, you know, there's just so much to think about. So I just want to talk with you guys. You guys always have good ideas, and you guys make me think about it. And so with something like this, you know, obviously I'm gonna have a truck on it driving down the freeway. You know what I mean? So I want to make sure that I do this right, and you know, don't overcomplicate it, and keep everything nice and strong. So what I did, I got a longer blade for my Sawzall. I cut the channel here, so that's loose. I came over here. This was already cracked, but I ended up cutting it, and I cut the weld here. I cut these bars here at the tape line, and not exactly straight, but I'll fix those up. And I cut these ones. I didn't really have the camera going just because I was just sneaking out here intermittently throughout the day yesterday, just trying to get it done. So the only thing that's holding this on here is the U-bolt. So I have to pull those out, slide it back to where I want it, and then we'll go from there. So the couple things that I do like about this thing is that it's got these big, giant uprights. So they connect to this big old cross member down here. So these connect right to the frame. So it does keep this thing from, there's room, you know, you can see that there is room between it, but it keeps it from, would keep the bed from sliding back and forth. And the same thing with how they did it with this channel here, it keeps the bed from, you know, kind of that side movement, while these, I mean, obviously these do too, but you know, it just ensures that it ain't like gonna move around. So I do like that. And like I said, once I'm all done, I'm probably just gonna like bolt everything in with just some 1/2-inch hardware. So, you know, I mean, that you put a 1/2-inch bolt through there, that's gonna hold that pretty good. So yeah, so anyway, so that is my plan on the flatbed. Sorry I haven't been doing much video lately. I've been just doing a lot of thinking and trying to figure out, you know, how I want to do it and all that good stuff. So I think that I want to go like the minimal that I need to move it back in order for me to feel good about having the truck on it is what I want to do, and that's my plan right now. So I think the 24 inches is just going to be a hell of a lot of overhang, and I don't really want to do that. So I'm not. So anyways, so all right, so we're gonna get on this more this weekend and just go from there. So I'll update you when I'm getting there. Maybe probably do some video of doing some work, but as of right now, this is where it stands. Just yesterday I actually came out here and did all the cutting, because I've just, like I said, I've just been trying to figure it out, you know, what I want to do, how I want to do it, doing a lot of measurements of the K10 and of back here and how I want to do it, and that's where we're at. So I'll wrap this video up. Appreciate you guys. Thanks for rolling with me. Any of you guys that are out in the Texas region, and I hope you guys are doing okay. And you know, my thoughts and prayers go out to everybody there in Houston. I'm trying to donate as much as I can. So all right guys, you take care.